Why? Why, Jeff? Why do you have to make this word harder than it needs to be? Who approved of this? Was it you? Was it Laura's new fade ability, or the added new fade? Her new fade buff just went onto the experimental mode. Now I know there's gonna be that smart Andy in the comment section saying, "Oh, it's only on experimental mode," and I know. I said that yesterday. You ain't slick, Rick. You all know why I'm upset. Let's take someone like Fran from the Overwatch community. She's already perfect the way that she is, but now let's give her actual Overwatch skills. Now she's even better than what she was beforehand. I never really heard about Moira being complained about her being too underpowered. If anything, it's the complete opposite, and that's what this recent patch tried to compensate. It's funny, you know, we always try to compensate the heroes that doesn't need compensation, but we try to nerf the heroes down to the ground that need some compensation. And I totally get it, Blizzard. I understand the direction that you took specifically with Moira in this experimental update. You got people complaining to you on Twitter saying that Moira is in fact a little bit too overpowered, but also saying that she's a little bit too easy to play. So not only do you, well, try to fix the first problem, but then you also try to add some skill when involving Moira and the timing with their fade. Now the fade isn't just a bye, ghost the enemy team, just like how every single Tinder date that I match with does to me, but now her whole entire crew gets to ghost the enemy team as well, just as long as you're in the vicinity of 6 meters within Moira. So that takes some skill. You got the timing, you got some organization skills that are required, but guess what? Well, did you take a guess? I'm not just saying that in a rhetorical fashion. I am just saying that in a rhetorical fashion. She didn't need this kind of buff, guys. And I know that this might be a hot take, and there'll be some people that just do not agree with me, and that's totally fine. But those same people probably think that communism is really sexy. So I'm gonna take this time to really explain to you as to the possible problems that could erupt from this Moira fade buff going on to live servers, and what you can expect if, and this is the biggest thing that I've seen in my life. I don't know a lot about big things, but if this does go on a live servers, what this could mean for the game of Overwatch, because this is the kind of drastic change that could either make and more than likely break the game that we have seen time and time before. However, various members of the Overwatch team has said publicly and try to emphasize that this is only on experimental mode right now, and try to emphasize the definition of the experimental mode, even though beforehand you guys have put some patches onto the experimental mode and they went on to live servers. So how can you blame people for thinking that this is going to go on live servers? Awesome, 2.5 minutes in and I haven't even made my claim. So the biggest thing, or the biggest problem I see with Moira's fade buff going on to live servers, is that this is going to negate so many ultimates. Not only that, a thing that a lot of people will also seem to forget is that this will just negate a lot of abilities. And you have to remember that this isn't an ultimate, this is just a normal run-of-the-mill ability with a 6-second cooldown. So when you have fixed time ultimates such as Diva Bomb, Doomfist's ultimate, Hanzo's Dragons, May's Snowball ultimate ability, Sigma's drop, and a Tracer Bomb all being negated, all from one single ability with a 6-second cooldown, being able to negate all those ultimates. Oh my god, does that not make Moira seem so much of a must-pick hero to be able to negate multiple ultimates, even though that all of those heroes won't be on the field, just having an opportunity to negate those powerful ults? Yeah, sign me up, please. And I'll try to attempt to be the devil's advocate here, because, again, I understand why Blizzard took this route when trying to add this other layer to Moira's fade ability. It's because they want to add a skill gap to Moira players, because everything about Moira is fairly straightforward and easy to grasp onto. It's funny because her grasp ability, her primary form of fire, you don't even need to be accurate to be able to do damage, even after this nerf. Her ball does everything for you, and you can try to use your math degree finally and try to use geometry to measure out the angles, yeah, but her fade is also straightforward. Like, everything does everything for you when it comes to Moira, but you actually have to, and here's the kicker here, time things out with Moira's fade. And I'll admit, that was somewhat hard to do for 2 reasons. The first reason is that I'm just a complete monkey myself, and that I have muscle memory. I want to get out of a sticky situation because I don't like sticky things, which is why I don't masturbate a lot, and I just want to use the fade ability to get out of there. But in this gameplay you're watching, I tried extra hard to try to focus on my team. If someone was in danger, then I would activate the fade ability, even if I didn't want to escape. So now I have 2 ways that I can use this ability. either a bye-bye ability or a protective ability, sort of like Zarya's bubble. And that could be especially difficult to do if you don't have this natural mommy instinct that every single Mercy main has. Not only because they're a bottom, but also because you have... I'm sorry, I'm making too many jokes in this video when I'm trying to be taken serious, but the point is, though, that can be hard to do if you don't naturally look out for your team. But the second reason as to why this fade was hard to pull off when trying to protect your teammates is that not every single ultimate and not every single ability has a fixed time. Stuff like the Diva Bomb and the Tracer Bomb and the Sigma Drop, that can all be timed out, and that's when it's easy to activate MOIRA'S Fade. But then you have human-timed ultimates like Genji's Dragon Blade, Junkrat's Riptire, McCree's High Noon, Pharah's Rock Barrage, and Reinhardt's Earth Shatter, where it could possibly be countered, but all a good Overwatch player really has to do is recognize when the fade is used so that they have the clear to use their ultimate. But then, the kicker here as to why the single added ability to this ability makes MOIRA just even more of a powerful hero to play is that it negates other abilities. Alright, these are just normal run-of-the-mill abilities that happen often, so it's basically just a counter move. If you see an Honor Grenade and someone gets purple, then just activate Fade and it'll clear them right up. Echo Sticky Bombs, bye-bye Sticky Bombs, no stickiness here. Again, no masturbating club. Mei's Freeze, whether it's from her ultimate or just even from her freeze, just Fade and yeah, Mei, you're more useless now than you were beforehand. Bye-bye Symmetra's Turrets, the Widow Mines, the list can go on. It can't actually. Those are all the other abilities and ultimates that I listed, but just look at all the things that I listed. From one single ability, what's the cooldown on this ability? 6 seconds. And I'm not being irrational. I am being irrational. Oh man, I don't typically make commentaries like this with so much emotion here, but I know it's somewhat validated when MOIRA was trending on Twitter. I never see a hero trend on Twitter, and it might be because, well, I look at Overwatch news, so maybe they thought, hey, this is trending for you. But there was over 12,000 people talking about MOIRA after this patch went on to experimental mode, I am sorry. So when people are talking about MOIRA, when one of the most popular heroes just got nerfed in that same experimental update, you know you might have done a little bit too much. But I do want to emphasize that 1, I am severely depressed, and 2, this fade is only on experimental mode. It might not go onto live servers, but it could. This is Overwatch's biggest struggle when it comes to developing heroes, because Overwatch is a game that's marketed, that's inviting to new players of the FPS genre, because Overwatch is many people's first and really only FPS game that they have ever played. And it's because there are some heroes that are just easy to learn and very welcoming. Heroes like MOIRA, Soldier, Mercy, Reaper, where you can just do bang bang, shoot shoot, heal heal, suck suck, win win, happy times, and that makes Overwatch fun and exciting for everybody. And of course, there are some high skill cap heroes like Genji and Tracer and Widowmaker that takes either high aim mechanics or just knowledge about the game that you can only get from playing the game for extensive periods of time. But what they're trying to do here is mix the two worlds together when you don't have to do that. You can get game-changing rewards just with different heroes in different aspects. Here, they're trying to have MOIRA have a skill opportunity for players that time out their fade ability when it comes to the Diva Bomb or when it comes to Mei freezing them and trying to decide, okay, when do I want to activate the fade? Is it for me or is it for my team? And I can appreciate their attempt, but MOIRA already does so much already for the game that to add that skill on top of that consistent game-changing nature, I think it's a little bit too much. And the fact that this is just a normal, I think this is the kicker for me, this is just a normal 6-second ability is what does it for me. If this was part of her ultimate, maybe we'd be having a different conversation. But if I had any of those abilities or fixed timed ultimates, it wouldn't be inviting to use those abilities or really use any of those heroes, because what? I use a Diva Bomb and then MOIRA can just easily say, alright guys, I have my 6-second cooldown after I used it 25 times during this game, get around me, and fade. Okay, we're good, we're safe. That's not very fun, you know? At least when it comes to other things that protects from that Diva Bomb example, Reinhardt's shield, it gets destroyed afterwards. With Zarya's bubble, you can only have 2 bubbles at max, and you have that 10-second cooldown afterwards. Symmetra's shield, yeah, it can protect everybody, but you have to spend that ultimate that you spent your whole entire game charging up. With Baptista's immortality field, yeah, it makes you invincible, yeah, it protects you, and you can make it so that it is behind a wall, but not only does it have like a 15-second cooldown, it can get destroyed, and you can still take damage when you're in the immortality field. So as soon as that that thing goes away. If you place the immortality field in the wrong position, you're gonna go bye-bye because you thought that was a safe space. But unlike Tumblr now, once they got rid of porn, it's not a safe space anymore. And that is my take on this Moira Fade buff, because I don't think it needs to be added into the game, because Moira already does so much as it is as a primary healer. She has 3 heal opportunities and she has a low, consistent damage output. This, while it is skillful and I do like the idea, it does way too much for its own good. It gets rid of so much of the fun elements, which is skill. Being able to time the Diva Bomb or being able to combine ultimates with the Zarya Grab and the Tracer Bomb. Nope. 1 single 6-second cooldown ability. Let me know what you think, because again, this is something that I feel like a lot of people have opinions on, and I'm sure more mains would love this idea, but ooh, try to look at it from an unbiased perspective. And if you still think, even looking at it from an unbiased perspective, if you still think that she needs that, then explain. Because I hate the comments say like, no, she's underpowered, she needs it. Well, why? You know, use your words, communicate your opinion, and then we can try to come to an agreement and tell Blizzard, hey, do this, don't do this, or just bring the Summer Games event, man, because we're also just waiting for that. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.